Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into some absolutely fascinating insights about why your legs might feel weak after 60. And spoiler alert, it might not be what you think. Let's jump right in. So what if the weakness in your legs after 60 isn't just about your muscles getting old? It's kind of a provocative thought, right? We've all been conditioned to believe that as the years go by, our muscles just naturally lose their juice, making a simple walk feel like a total chore. But what if we completely rethink this? What if your muscles are actually sitting there completely ready to work, but they're literally just being starved of the fuel they need? This is where the big misunderstanding happens. We hear the myth all the time. Oh, it's just aging muscles. But reality? The real culprit is often reduced blood flow. You see, as we get older, our blood vessels naturally get a bit stiff. They lose that youthful flexibility. And because of this, they're depriving your muscles of the constant, robust supply of oxygen and nutrients they desperately need. It's not the muscle failing, it's the delivery system breaking down.
Now let's talk about a specific, absolutely crucial part of this, the endothelium. This is the inner lining of your blood vessels. Think of it like the grand air traffic controller for your circulation. When we're young, this lining is incredibly efficient at expanding, contracting, and zipping blood exactly where it needs to go. But as we age, it just doesn't perform quite as well. This microscopic breakdown is directly tied to why your legs feel so heavy. The endothelium struggles, blood flow drops, and suddenly climbing the stairs feels like climbing a mountain.
So, the million-dollar question: how do we actually support this vital network? Which fruit out there is a genuine champion for healthy blood vessels? Now, I'll give you a hint. It's not bananas, not oranges, and nope, not apples either. Those are all great, for sure, but we're looking for a very specific, science-backed powerhouse that targets this exact circulation issue. Any guesses? It is the pomegranate. This beautiful, vibrant fruit is a massive standout in the scientific community for circulation. Why? Well, pomegranates are naturally packed with plant compounds called polyphenols. These polyphenols are basically powerful antioxidants, and they are the absolute key drivers of vascular health. They act like a defense force for your cells, fighting off damage and creating a much friendlier, healthier environment right there inside your bloodstream.
Let's geek out on the mechanics for a second. Pomegranate polyphenols help your body protect something called nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide is this magnificent little molecule that basically tells your blood arteries to just relax and widen out. And when your arteries widen, blood pressure can normalize, and most importantly, all that rich, oxygenated blood can easily flow right down into those tired leg muscles. Now, just to be totally transparent, clinical research shows that while pomegranate does enhance this endothelial function, the results can vary a bit from person to person. But the potential benefits, they are undeniably promising.
Okay, so how do we actually get this into our daily routine? It's honestly a breeze. The little seeds inside the fruit, they're called arils, and you only need a small handful to get the benefits. You can toss them into your morning muesli for a nice crunch, stir them right into plain yogurt, or mix them into a salad for a quick burst of sweetness. Or hey, just eat them by themselves as a snack. It's all about finding super simple ways to add them to stuff you're already eating.
Now you might be thinking, can I just drink the juice? Let's compare them. Whole arrows are actually the far superior choice for every day. Why? Because you're getting all that high natural fiber along with the nutrients. And fiber is what regulates how your body processes sugars. Unsweetened juice is definitely easier to drink, but it has way less fiber. That means you have to be really careful with portion control, or you risk spiking your blood sugar. So whenever possible, definitely go for the whole fruit.
We do need to clear up a pretty common misconception here. There's this myth that a superfood like this acts like magic liquid drain cleaner that instantly opens blocked arteries or just magically builds muscle overnight. No way, that's totally false. The reality is that it protects your blood vessels over time. This is a long-term dietary habit. You have to think of it as ongoing maintenance for your heart and vessels, not some sudden miracle cure for weak legs.
I really love this metaphor from our source material. Pomegranate may help the roads. Just think about that for a second. If your blood vessels are the highways of your body, the polyphenols and the nitric oxide are out there paving the asphalt, patching the potholes, and making sure the traffic, your blood, can flow without any backups. Better circulation creates the perfect environment for your muscles. But a smooth road doesn't move a car all by itself, right?
Exactly. But exercise keeps the engines going. This is literally the punchline of this entire explainer. You could have the clearest, healthiest blood vessels in the world thanks to an amazing diet, but muscles need a reason to stay strong. They need a cause, and that cause is motion.
Without exercise, those muscles are still going to weaken no matter how much pomegranate you eat. Science proves over and over that you have to actively rev those engines to keep your strength. So how do we keep the engine going? Well, the National Institute on Aging recommends a really nice balance of activities. And don't worry, you don't need to become an Olympic power lifter. We're talking about straightforward things. Simply standing up and sitting down from a firm chair over and over builds incredible functional strength. You can do mild heel lifts while hanging onto the kitchen counter, grab some resistance bands for leg workouts, and of course, regular walking. Consistent motion is the real secret sauce here. Now, we need to shift gears for a second and talk about something really important, something doctors don't always have the time to fully break down for us. Not every case of tired legs is just normal aging. Sometimes it's actually a condition called peripheral artery disease, or PAD. This actively limits blood flow to the legs. A really classic telltale sign of PAD is getting leg pain while you're walking, which then magically gets better or completely goes away as soon as you stop and rest. This is a serious circulation issue, way beyond just normal fatigue. And that brings us to a really crucial boundary. Diet and exercise are amazing, but they do not replace medical care. You absolutely need to see a doctor if you're experiencing any of these warning signs. Unexplained leg discomfort, any numbness, if one foot is always cold, if you notice changes in the skin color on your legs, or if you have wounds down there that just aren't healing quickly. These are severe symptoms, folks. Do not try to treat this at home by just eating fruit. You need a proper medical evaluation. Plus, even if you are just dealing with standard aging, we really have to avoid the more is better trap. Before you start loading up on pomegranate, you need to chat with your doctor if you have diabetes or kidney illness, if you deal with heart disease or low blood pressure, or if you're on medications for blood pressure, blood sugar, or clotting. Because pomegranate is so active with your blood vessels, it can actually interfere with those meds. Always check for interactions first. So pulling all of this together, what's the big takeaway? The secret to strong legs after 60 isn't hiding in one single miracle food. It's actually a complete health formula. It's a well-rounded diet with fruits, veggies, and enough protein to actually rebuild the muscle. It's combining regular walking with dedicated strength exercises. It's getting proper hydration and really good sleep so your body can recover. And it's regulating your baseline numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. All these gears have to be turning together. To sum it all up, pomegranate is fantastic. It's incredibly promising. Those polyphenols offer amazing potential for keeping the highways of your circulatory system totally clear. But the real magic only happens when you balance that nutrition with the physical habits that maintain your muscles. You simply can't eat your way out of a sedentary lifestyle. You got to give your legs premium fuel, absolutely. But then you actually have to take them out for a drive. Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. Even at 60, 70, and beyond, your body has an amazing, incredible capacity to respond to healthy changes. You just have to start small. Take it slow. So ask yourself, what healthful adjustment are you going to start today? Are you going to toss some pomegranate arrows on your breakfast? Maybe commit to doing 10 chair stand-ups tonight? The choice is entirely yours, and the power to get that leg strength back is right in your hands. Thanks so much for hanging out for this explainer, and keep moving.